Okay, the Knicks just made a massive trade and shook up the entirety of the NBA. I think they're contenders, but let's talk more about it. Run the intro.
Uh, yeah. Okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
This video is extremely impromptu, so let's just dive into it because these is just my initial reactions to the trade that just happened. Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks with a myriad of picks. And Knicks are contenders. I don't think that's up for debate. Um, One second. So the Mikal Bridges trade just happened like an hour ago, 2 hours ago now. It's almost 10 o'clock here in Denver. And the trade, I got the notification about 8 o'clock. So it's about 2 hours post trade. This is going to be my initial thoughts of how this shakes up the NBA. And the most simple way I can put this is, like I said, Knicks are contenders, and the rest of the NBA now has to play catch up. The East should be extremely scared. Miami had injury issues, and frankly, oddly enough, team issues slightly with Jimmy's comments. The Pacers, I believe, are just simply too soft for making deep playoff runs or really being relevant. The Hawks are irrelevant. The Bucks, to me, we'll see what they are next year, but I have a feeling it's going to be more of the same sort of night to night dysfunction and playoff woes. That could change, obviously, with Giannis being healthy, but they're only getting older. The Sixers have a ton of flexibility, and they're now that this Mikal Bridges piece has fallen, a lot of other pieces in the NBA are going to start to move now that this move has been made because teams are going to have to respond. And so I'm looking at the Sixers to see what they do because they have a ton of flexibility this summer. Right now on the roster is Joel Embiid, is it Paul Reed and Tyler Maxey? Um, they've got a ton of flexibility. There's been rumors of PG, Paul George coming over, and whether it's a sign in trade, for Paul George, it's either a sign in trade or an opt in trade. But how are they going to fill out the rest of the roster? What does that look like? Are they going to bring a lot of guys back? That's to be seen. We haven't heard a ton from them. They've had the opportunity to with the new rules in the NBA where teams are able to make deals with their own players, the players that they had on the team that need contract extensions or new contracts as soon as the NBA Finals ends to eliminate some of the tampering that potentially is going on in the league before pre-free agency, but we haven't heard any news from them. So I think they're positioning themselves for the Paul George move, and they're going to have to if they want to compete in this East. The Celtics should be afraid because now less of the offensive load is on Jalen Brunson. Defensively, they just got better, and oh, by the way, they didn't have to give up Julius Randle. I don't think that Julius Randle is the tide turner in any way, but you added a major piece without really having to give up anything in terms of right now. Obviously, they're giving up their future with a lot of these picks, but I don't know what to say other than the East should be very scared. It's a fragile conference, and the Knicks just made a move for one of the most durable players in NBA history. Mikal Bridges has missed like what maybe three games or something like that in the last 4 years. Hats off to the front office of the New York Knicks. They have successfully turned this franchise from poverty, dysfunctional, to one of the most forward thinking, exciting new franchises in a matter of years. They've been patient, waiting for a star. There was rumors, are they going to add Donovan Mitchell? That to me didn't make a lot of sense. This move is just perfect. We got to figure out a name for this Villanova, you know, group that's going to be on the floor next year. Another question with this is then are they going to pay OG Anunoby? Because if they do, and they're able to keep OG Anunoby on this team, and it's a team of Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Julius Randle, OG Anunoby. Like, if they're able to keep this squad of 6 plus Mitchell Robinson, I don't know what this looks like. This to me is a huge move, and gives me the same sort of, not to the level that obviously Boston is at in terms of star power, but in terms of team, this team is this is a top 5 roster in the league. The versatility that the Knicks are going to have on the defensive end is incredible. Positions 2 through 5 are going to be switchable to all 5 positions pretty much. Jalen Brunson, you kind of have to stick him on a guard, but everyone else on the court can guard multiple positions. So defensively, they're going to be a nightmare. They're all dogs and are willing to play through nicks, bumps, bruises, and even more than that. And offensively, we saw bursts of what I think Mikal Bridges can be. We saw it in Phoenix a little bit, and we certainly saw it when he first arrived in Brooklyn. Now give him a creator on the level of Jalen Brunson, because Devin Booker is not necessarily a creator for his teammates. He's grown in that aspect for sure, but Jalen Brunson's is on a different level in terms of creation and the attention he draws from Devin Booker. Devin Booker is just a pure scorer. You know what you're getting there. Jalen Brunson, it's just different. So with Mikal Bridges, I think rolling into that second option. And then from there, you look at probably Julius Randle or OG Anunoby as the third option, barring they keep OG Anunoby. It's dangerous. It's so dangerous. They've got their 5th starter now. You can bring Josh Hart off the bench, or you could start him. Either way, that closing lineup's going to be deadly. I expect them to win probably 50 games this upcoming year in the regular season for sure. And then to me, this is at the very least conference finals or bust for the Knicks. They're all relatively young, to where this group can carry out at least another contract length, 4 to 5 years. So they've got some opportunity. They've got multiple. They're going to have multiple shots at trying to go to the finals. But this next year, don't be surprised if we see the Knicks in the conference finals playing the Celtics. I don't have faith in a lot of the other franchises just because, like I said, it's such a fragile conference in the East with all the injuries. And I'm reiterating myself and just kind of rambling. But again, this is first impressions. I'm blown away and super excited to see what the Knicks are. Again, hats off to the front office. I don't know what else to say. I think the Knicks are contenders, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Okay. If you want more of this show, you want to hear more of my thoughts, you can catch us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at buffet.sports. We post every day, if not twice a day. And like I said, if you want to be a part of the show, leave a comment down below. If your take is good enough and makes the cut, it'll be a part of the show. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Again, I'm Devin, and this is Buffet Sports. It's all you can eat.